do you get? Don't you get excited when you actually see a butterfly fly in your yard? I think of it as a good luck charm.
Absolutely, they are so beautiful, and it's so hard to imagine that they were once caterpillars.
Beautiful caterpillars.
Every single one was a caterpillar, a moth or a butterfly, every time.
Melissa Cole's joining us with a
caterpillar.
We're so happy you're here for day 1 on season 10. We're so happy to have you live and in person.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Pretty dress.
Thank you. It felt like butterflies.
Looks like
That's why I wore it. So I had the chance to go to Northford to visit a nursery to see not only the life cycle of butterflies, but also how this nursery is helping the world learn more about them. So take a look.
The book, The Very Hungry Caterpillar, has a whole new meaning to me after visiting NatureWorks Organic Garden Center in Northford. Caterpillars becoming butterflies happens here every single day this time of year, and it all starts with milkweed.
We promote milkweed here, and because we do that and we don't use chemicals, we have more monarchs than we've ever seen.
Diane tells me the problem is most people mow milkweed down, thinking it's a weed, but monarch butterflies use this plant to lay their eggs. So less milkweed in the world translates into fewer butterflies.
It's this plant here. This is a kind of a shorter one.
Okay.
And then all behind me here, that's about how tall it gets. Yeah.
And what are those little pods on it?
These are the seeds for next year.
Oh, wow.
So this tiny little dot is the egg. Yep. And then the caterpillar is going to emerge out of that. It's going to actually eat the shell of its egg, and that's its first source of nutrients.
So when they lay the egg, how long before the caterpillar hatches?
It takes about 3 days.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
And then it keeps eating and growing, which we see inside, where Jillian shows me they've created a safe environment for the collected eggs.
The reason that we do this is that only 1 in every 100 survives in the wild. So when we bring them inside, we increase their chance of survival by 100% pretty much. So we're able to show everyone and educate them, but in the same time, make sure that their population keeps going.
It only takes about 8 days between the time the egg hatches to the time it's a giant caterpillar. You can actually see the life cycle on this plate. And then it's ready to make a chrysalis.
Actually, if you look right here, there's one in the shape of a J hanging off of a stem.
So he's getting ready to make one?
Exactly. So when we see them hanging in that really distinct shape, they're really still, that's when we know that they're about to form their chrysalis.
So do you watch it happen?
Yeah, we've seen it a lot of times. You got to catch it right at the right moment.
So it's fast?
It is.
In fact, no sooner did Jillian finish those words when we discovered a caterpillar making one. In a matter of seconds, he shed his skin and wrapped himself in silk. Then he'll move next door and hang with all of the other chrysalises, and in about 10 days, undergo yet another massive transformation.
Right now there's 59 chrysalises in here, and right now we have one that is really dark, and that's how we know that it's about to hatch.
So it could happen at any second now?
Any moment, yeah.
Okay, I hope we get to see it. But in the meantime, the transparent ones just hatched today?
Exactly. So these are all clear, and so they've, broken out of their chrysalis. But when they very first form, they're this really pretty jade green with a gold thread around it.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So if you ever see that in nature, that's a monarch chrysalis.
And we get lucky again. The butterfly hatches right in front of our very eyes, and it's truly magnificent. And to think this process could happen in your own yard.
So if you want to attract butterflies to your garden, you need to plant 2 different kinds of plants.
Right. You need flowering plants so the butterflies, the adult butterflies, can get nectar from them. And then you need types of plants that are called larval food plants. And those are plants that the butterflies would land on, lay eggs, and start to eat. So if you see holes in your plants like this, that's a good thing.
They're eating it.
They're eating it.
So you have the big-leaved milkweed back here.
Right.
But you have different kinds that people can pick for their garden.
We do. We do. This is swamp milkweed and butterfly weed. It's all the same, from the same family as milkweed, and they could lay eggs on any of these.
Now here's the really cool part. After all of the butterflies hatch, Diane lets them go and they start migrating to Mexico in the fall. But first, she tags them. That's right, tiny little tags with different numbers get placed on their wings.
It shows us where they go. They call them citizen scientists all over the country who are doing this and kind of tracking the butterflies' migration and also also tracking their population and how they're doing. So that's all I do.
Okay.
And then I can either just put it on my hand or place them on a flower, and then they're free to go.
So that's it.
That's it.
Do you want to get on there? Great.
Beautiful.
2 of them, and they didn't fly away. They must really like your plants.
They like us, yes.
They may be comfy eating now, but soon they'll head south with the hopes that someone in Mexico will find them and help us learn a little more about this fascinating insect.
And a lot of schools are interested in raising caterpillars and butterflies and tagging them too. So if you have any questions at all, stop by NatureWorks and they can help you get started. They're open 7 days a week. And the website is naturework.com.